Good morning, students. Today we will be doing types of sentences. Yes, lesson number 19 of our grammar book. Basically, we can divide it into three types: simple, compound, and complex. Let's begin with simple sentence first. Simple sentence is the one which has only one finite verb, right? Like if I take this example, an old man sat under a tree. What is the finite verb? Sat. We just have one finite verb, so we can say it's a simple sentence. Now, if we look to this sentence, the boy ran away and the old man was left alone. Can we break this sentence into two? Yes, the boy ran away, and the second sentence will be the old man was left alone. So we can break it into two sentences, independent sentences. Yes. These two are also called as coordinate clauses. Remember, clauses were the one in which we have subject and verb both. Talk about the first clause. The boy is the subject and ran is the verb. Here the old man is the subject and was left is the verb. Right? So what is happening? We have two clauses, independent clauses or coordinate clauses. Such sentences in which two coordinate clauses are there, we call them as compound sentence. Okay, so our definition will be like a sentence made of two or more principal or main clauses is called a compound sentence, and the clauses are called as coordinate clauses. Then what is a complex sentence? What could be the complex sentence in which we have two independent parts of the sentence, not exactly independent, one is dependent on the other. Let's take this. Suppose I say Priyanka ordered lunch for me because I was feeling hungry, right? I'll just enlarge the screen. Now it's pretty clear. Priyanka ordered lunch for me because I was feeling hungry. So two parts are there. Priyanka ordered lunch for me because I was feeling hungry. If you break it into two halves, two clauses, the first clause is an independent clause and the second will be a dependent clause. Why? Because I was feeling hungry does not give you full information. It is not a complete information. Why were you hungry? The reason is still not known. But if I say Priyanka offered lunch for me, it is a complete sentence. It makes a complete meaning. So such sentences in which one is an independent clause and one is a dependent clause, we call them as complex sentences. So what could be our definition? A sentence which is made up of principal or the main clause and a subordinate clause or a dependent clause is called a complex sentence. So now we know the three types of sentences. Yes. Now we will understand the transformation. Okay, transformation of sentences. Now we know we can divide sentences. Earlier we just, can you recall earlier what we divided, how we divided the sentences into? Yes, we divided into four types: assertive, interrogative, imperative and exclamatory. Yes, and today what is the division that ma'am told you just now? It can be simple, compound and complex. So we can divide the types of sentences into two types, either these four or these three. Now how can they be transformed? Transform means to change from one form to another. Okay, let's see the first. Interchanging exclamatory and assertive sentence. What the line says? While changing an exclamatory sentence to an assertive one, what are we doing? We have exclamatory and we are making them assertive. Simple statement. It could be a positive, it could be a negative sentence. The normal word order is restored, but some words suggestive of the initial force of the sentence are added. Usually the order will remain same, but something will be there which will tell you that this has now become an assertive sentence. Take one example. What a convincing victory for a team. This is exclamatory. Okay. If we want to change it a simple sentence, it will be a team has scored a very convincing victory. Right? So what actually we are doing? We are making the same meaning sentence. The meaning remains the same. The words also remains the same. Right? Only we are changing a little order. Okay? So what are we doing? Saying what a convincing victory for a team. We are bringing a team has scored a convincing victory. Talking about the second one. How noble of him to build his old age home. So we can write instead of how, because now this is the exclamatory sentence. So we have started with a interrogative word. Instead we can write, it is really noble of him to build his old age home. So can we say the order is restored? A little change is there. Yes? Talking to third one. Oh, that spring were eternal. Yes, eternal. After eternal, what's its exclamation mark? Because it's an exclamatory sentence. Change it to assertive. I really wish that spring were eternal. So we are making the sentence from exclamatory to assertive by keeping the order almost same. Now comes how we can change the simple and complex sentences. It's very easy. Let's take one simple sentence. I was pleased. In this, I am taking this one. It's a simple one. I was pleased to learn of your promotion. I was pleased. Now, what is the finite verb? Was pleased. Only one finite verb is there. So, it is a simple sentence. Okay. Now, let's move to the complex one. I was pleased to learn that you had been promoted. So, two finite verbs, yes, was pleased and had been promoted. Okay, so now it becomes a complex sentence. I was pleased to learn. Now, this is a dependent. It's a complex. So, one has to be dependent and one has to be independent. I was pleased to learn one that you have been promoted. The second one. Okay. Now that you have been promoted is dependent on I was pleased to learn. Now moving to the another one. The news of his transfer to Nagpur came to us as a sudden surprise. Yes. So we are changing this to the clause. The news that he had been transferred to Nagpur came to us as a sudden surprise. So are we changing it to a complex? Yes. It's simple is being changed to a complex sentence. Okay. Why? Because here the news of his transfer to Nagpur came. There was only one finite verb. But here there are two finite verbs, had been transferred and came. So same way you can change other simple sentences to the complex one. Let's go through these lines. Simple to complex. Change a word or a phrase into the clause. Like the way we did just now. Okay. Like that, who, which, when. Of course, we changed to clause and we started the clause with that, who. Yes. So, what are we doing? Although we are changing it to the, you can say, phrases are being changed to clauses. And vice versa if we are changing from complex to simple, we change the subordinate clause back to phrase. Okay. So we have to just keep these things in mind when we are changing from simple to complex and complex to simple. Then comes interchanging simple and compound sentences. Compound, you remember, which where both the sentences have equal importance. Yes. Let's see the first one. If I talk about these two, let's see the first one. Switching off the light, she went to sleep. She went to sleep, only one finite verb. Okay. So it's a simple sentence. She switched off light and went to sleep. Now here switched off has also become a finite verb. Here it was a non-finite verb. Okay. This was a non-finite verb and this was a finite verb. Okay, so in simple only one finite verb. But if I talk about changing it into compound sentence, she switched off the light and went to sleep. Now switched off and went, both are finite verbs. Yes, so two finite verbs, it is called as a compound sentence. Can we say they both carry a separate meaning? She switched off the light and she went to sleep. Yes, so they are independent clauses also. In spite of bad weather, they succeeded in reaching the top. In spite of bad weather, they succeeded in reaching the top. Succeeded, yes, only one finite verb is there. It's a simple sentence. The weather was bad, but they succeeded in reaching the top. The weather was bad, but they succeeded in reaching the top. Now here what it is? Two finite verbs are there. Okay, so it is a compound sentence and both have equal meaning. The weather was bad, it's one clause. They succeeded in reaching the top is another clause. So similarly, we can make the changes. So what we have to keep in mind, from simple to compound, we have to change a word or a phrase into clause, and we have to use the coordinating conjunctions like and, but, for, or. Yes, and vice versa, if we are changing from compound to simple, like the way we did for complex to simple, we will change clause back to phrase. Okay, children? So that was about the types of sentences and their transformation. Along with this, I am sending you assignment sheet of the exercises. Alright, do your exercises. If you find something is confusing for you, we can discuss in our class. Thank you, everybody.